Today's video admittedly is going to be quite a bit different from what we typically do here on the program. Today I want to share with you an article that was written by my late uncle Don Merle about 2 decades ago, just before his passing. It's actually entitled, "He Was a Member of the Church." Here's how it reads. He was a member of the church. He would tell you so when asked about his religion. He was a member of the church, but he could not be counted on to attend services faithfully. He worked 6 days a week, and he'd visit sometimes when he could go, except Sunday. He worked hard and needed some recreation, and Sunday was, after all, the only day he could get that recreation. He was a member of the church, but he could not go to Bible study on Sunday morning. He needed that extra hour or two of sleep more than he needed study the Bible. He attended worship most of the time, but felt that was enough. He was a member of the church, but he did not come on Sunday night. He had to rest and be ready to go to work on Monday. After all, he had already attended services one time and thought that was enough. That is, except for the preacher and some other zealous members, they should be there. He had eaten the Lord's Supper, and he believed that was really the only thing that was important anyway. He was a member of the church, but never came to midweek Bible study. He could not find in the Bible where it actually said that midweek Bible study classes were even necessary. He said that he was tired and needed his rest on Wednesday night and requested that people don't bother him and even try to invite him to come. He was a member of the church, but he gave very little to the Lord. The church supported the preaching of the gospel, but not with much of his money. His earnings increased, but his contribution never did. He gave $1 every week all of his life. After all, he owned a home, a car, a television, and went on vacations every year, and that took most of his money just to live on. He was a member of the church, but he never visited anyone. He said he thought that's what they paid the preacher to do. If he was sick, though, he thought the members of the church should come and visit him. He complained that they did not take time to come and see him when he needed them most. He was a member of the church, but he died. When his funeral was being conducted, the preacher said he was a member of the church, but he did not think Bible study was important, so he never came. He was a member of the church, but he did not come to midweek Bible classes either. He was a member of the church, but he did not give as he has prospered. He was actually having his funeral in a building being paid for by others. He was a member of the church, but he never visited the sick. He's a member of the church, but no one there in that building that day were gathered there because he had taught them the truth. He had gone to judgment to meet his Maker, and all that he can say to God is, "I was a member of the church." While those are not the exact words the preacher used, it was basically the substance of what he said. Someone said he was carried to the grave, that the preacher preached him straight to hell. Why could that be said? He had preached himself there by his own life. All the preacher did was recall the fact that he claimed, "I'm a member of the church." Now I get that article can sound somewhat depressing or even brutal, and perhaps steps on some of our toes. But the fact still remains, yes, those who are most faithful to God are exactly that. They're faithful to God, and they're willing to do all that God requires to the best of their ability, because the Son of God, Jesus, absolutely did his best toward us.